Okay students, so previous lecture we have completed cycloids, right? So what is meant by cycloid? When a circle is rolling along a straight line without slipping, the curve obtained is called as cycloidal curve, right? So next topic, today's lecture we are going to discuss about epicycloids. So what is epicycloids? When a circle is rolling outside of another circle without slipping, it is called as epicycloidal curve. When a circle is rolling outside of another circle without slipping, the curve obtained is called as epicycloidal curve. Right? Suppose when a circle moves from here to here. When a circle moves from here to here, this is the intersection point and this is the intersection point. So we have to find out this angle theta, right? So theta equal to small r by capital R into 360 degrees. So small r is nothing but radius of rolling circle, capital R is nothing but radius of directing circle, right? So remember the point that when a circle rolls outside of another circle without slipping, the curve obtained is called as epicycloidal curve. So in this epicycloids, we are going to find out the theta value, theta equal to small r by capital R into 360 degrees. Small r is nothing but radius of this rolling circle and capital R is nothing but radius of this directing circle, right? So that's what I mentioned here. So epicycloids, the curve generated by the point on the circumference of a circle which rolls along outside of another circle without slipping, right? So here the circle is rolling outside of another circle without slipping. It's called as epicycloidal curve. Theta equal to small r by capital R into 360 degrees. Small r radius of rolling circle, capital R radius of directing circle. So this is your rolling circle and this is your directing circle. Right, now let us see the problem. This is your problem. This is the question. Draw an epicycloid of rolling circle of diameter 40 mm which rolls outside of another circle of diameter 150 mm for one revolution, and also draw tangent and normal at a point of 30 mm on the curve from the baseline, right? So this is the question. Now you see, suppose if they didn't mention this one, instead of epicycloid, if they mention draw a curve of rolling circle of diameter 40 mm which rolls outside. Outside is nothing but you have to construct epicycloid only. Outside means you have to construct epicycloid only. Here they mention rolling circle diameter 40, generating circle diameter 150, and they mention one condition for one revolution, right? So in order to construct epicycloid, first of all you have to find theta value. Theta equal to small r by capital R into 360 degrees. So small r is radius of this rolling circle. This is only rolling circle diameter 40, so radius will be 20 by capital R. Diameter is 150, radius is 75 into 360 degrees. So if you calculate, you will get here 96 degrees. First of all, you should calculate the theta value in epicycloids, right? Now after that, now coming to construction, how to construct this one. First take the protractor, okay? So just start from anywhere, just keep your protractor in straight manner, right? Keep your protractor in straight manner. Just mark this 90 degrees point. First mark the 90 degrees point, okay? This 0 point and this 90 degrees point, right? First draw a straight line of any length. Draw a straight line of any length, but this line should be 90 degrees perpendicular only, right? After that, we got the angle here 96 degrees. 96 degrees by 2, so 48 degrees, right? So each side you have to mark 48 degrees here and 48 degrees here. So how to mark 48 degrees? See, place your protractor. Suppose I am taking this point as O. Place your protractor on O point like this. See here. Place your protractor on this O point. See O point. This is 0. I should mark here. This is 40. This is 50. Right. So in between I should mark here 48 degrees. Right. So I am marking 48 degrees. Then next I should turn my protractor like this. Again I should keep my protractor on this line. Right. From O point, this is 0. Again I should mark here 48 degrees, right? 48 and 48. Now how much length I have to draw here? This length is nothing but radius of generating circle 75. This length is nothing but radius of generating circle 75. So first I am drawing 75 length of 48 degrees angle, right? Naming this point as here P. Now OP is radius of generating circle. Now what is epicycloid? Which rolls outside of another circle. Which rolls outside of another circle. So what I will do? Diameter is 40, no? So I am taking from this P point, I am taking radius 20. If diameter is 40, radius is 20. So I am taking this 20 radius and naming it as C. Okay, O to P is radius of generating circle 75. So here we are going to construct epicycloid. No, epicycloid means outside we should draw. No, so from here I am drawing outside. Radius is 20. After that, what I am doing with C as center, CP as radius. With C as center, CP as radius, I am drawing a circle. I am drawing a circle and I am extending this line. Right, first time what I am doing, I am drawing this line. I am marking 48 degrees. 0 to P is radius of generating circle 75. Now P to C, I am taking 20 mm. Right, with C as center, CP as radius, I am drawing the circle. Now you see, this is generating circle, this is rolling circle. Generated circle outside, rolling circle. Generator circle outside, rolling circle. Right, now this is the point P. Right, now keep your protractor on this line. Divide this circle into 12 equal parts. Anyway, this is 0, no? Mark here 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. Again turn your protractor. Place your protractor on that line. 0, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. Right? So mark the points. Divide into 12 equal parts. So I am dividing this circle into 12 equal parts. Right, after that, this is the point P. No, we have to give numberings in anti-clockwise direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and P point is 12th point. Right, now here also we have marked 48 degrees. No, just simply draw a straight line of any length. 48 degrees, no, this is 48, this is 48. Right, after marking 48, draw a straight line of any length. Right, now place your protractor at O point. Okay, take O to 6 radius. O to 6, last point. O to 6 radius, just draw the curve like this. Right, then next join this 7 and 5. keep your protractor there only, join 7 and 5 and draw a line, draw the curve. Then next join this 8 and 9, draw the curve. Then next join this 3 to 9, draw the curve. Keep your protractor here only at O point. Then join this 10 and 2. Right? Then next join this 11 and 1. Right? Then join this P point. Right? Now join this one. Okay. Now after joining all 2 points, after joining 6, 7, 5, 8, 9, 3, 9, after joining all these points, keep your protractor again from 0 to C radius, 0 to C radius, draw this midpoint line also. 0 to C radius, join this midpoint line also. Right, don't forget to join that midpoint line. Now what I am doing, this is the line, no, perpendicular line. I am extending till this center line. I am extending till that center line. Now you see, this is 48 degrees, this is 48 degrees. Here they mention one condition, one revolution. One revolution means you have to divide 12 equal parts. So 48 by 6 I will divide here, 48 by 6 I will divide here. Right, so 48 by 6, each is 8 degrees. Right, so just I am keeping my protractor on this line. I am keeping my protractor on this line. This total is 48 degrees. I am dividing 48 degrees into 6 equal parts. Each unit is 8 degrees. Right, so what I am doing, first I am marking 8 degrees. Right, so 8 table 16, 8 to 16 degrees, 8 3s 24 degrees. Right, then 8 4s 32 degrees, 8 5s 40 degrees. Right, 8 table. Then what I am doing, from every point I marked point, no, from every point I am drawing the line till that middle line. See, same. Now here also 48 degrees, no, total. So 48 degrees I am dividing into again 6 equal parts. I am placing my protractor like this on the center line from O point. This is 0 degrees. Right, so 8 table, no, 8 1s 8, 8 2s 16, 8 3s 24, 8 4s 32, 8 5s 40, and this is 8 6 48. Right, after marking points, from every point I am joining these lines to the midpoint line. Right, so this is the center of circle. I am naming it as C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, C8, C9, C10, C11, and here C12. Right, now how to construct the arcs, how you constructed the arcs in cycloids, taking radius of circle, C1 as center. This is circle's first number, no, so C1 as center, draw the arc on first line. Right, then same radius of circle, C2 as center, draw the arc on second line. See, second point, second arc. C3 as center, this is third point, no, third arc. C4 as center, fourth point, fourth arc. C5 as center, fifth arc. C6 as center, sixth arc. C7 See, seventh point. I am drawing the seventh arc on the seventh line. C8 as center. I am drawing the eighth point. See, eighth point, eighth arc. C9 as center. Ninth point, ninth arc. C10 as center. 10th line. Right? C11 as center. 11th line. C12 as center. 12th line. See, 12th point, 12th point. Right? Based on the circle numbers, we have to draw the arcs. Right? After that, write down here P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8, P9, P10, P11, and this is here P12. Right? So join from here P, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8, P9, P10, P11 and P12. You will get the epicycloidal curve. Right? After that, how to draw tangent and normal 30 mm on the curve from baseline. So take 30 mm distance. See, this is the P point. So this is your baseline. Okay, P point akkada unte adi baseline. So this is the P point. This is our baseline. Keep your scale in exactly. This line is 90 degrees line, no? So exactly 30 mm should touch on the baseline and see where 0 touches on the curve. See here 30 is on this baseline. See, this is the baseline, 30 is on the baseline, 0 is on the curve. Right? So mark the point, name it as P. After that, take radius of circle from P, draw the arc. Again we will check one more time. This is the perpendicular line, right? So just exactly parallel to that one, keep your scale in perpendicular manner, 0 and P. Right? After marking P point, take radius of circle from P, the scale should be in straight manner. Right, now this is the point. This is 30 baseline, 0 should touch the curve. So I am getting P point here. I am drawing the P point here. Right, after that, marking P point, take radius of circle from P, draw arc on the middle line. Take radius of circle from P point, draw the arc on the middle line. Right, after that, from this arc, draw a straight line to this baseline. P, this last one is your baseline. Right, now join this point and P point. This is your tangent. Exactly perpendicular to tangent is normal. Right, so T, T dash, N, N dash. Right, now the important thing is how to mark dimensions. Right, so you should mark dimensions in straight manner. Extension line, right, extension line, and here extension line, all should be in straight manner. Now draw the dimensional line. Right, closed and filled arrow marks, closed and filled arrow marks, here also closed and filled arrow marks. Okay, now this one is radius 75. This length is radius 75, no? So I should write here radius 75. This is diameter of circle, no? So diameter 40 mm. Right? Then next, tangent normal distance From P, draw the extension line. From baseline, draw the extension line. Draw the dimensional line. Right, and this distance is here 30 mm. After completion of your problem, take height 5 mm and write down here epicycloid. Right, so the points to remember here is, after getting the angle, we have to divide this angle into two equal parts, half here and half here. Right, so 6 equal parts, 6 equal parts, 12 equal parts. Right, so be careful while marking the angles. Right, so this is same, taking radius of circle, C1 as center first line, C2 as center second line, depends on circle numbers. We are drawing the cycloidal curve.